Hello, everybody. We're back for day 7 of the Road to 2K on chess.com. Yesterday, we took a pretty bad loss, just completely hanging a piece, and then the position crumbled shortly after that. So, we're going to jump right in, hopefully redeem ourselves, and get some stuff going here. So, today we have an 1847 from... what country is that? Vietnam, and we get the English opening c4. So, for today, let's go ahead. Let's play e5. We're going to play knight out. And depending on what they do, they play this g3. We might play c6 and d5 here to try and fight back for the center with a pawn. Now, if we go here, takes, knight takes, and there's no bishop takes yet. So I think we're going to go ahead and play d5. We get the first capture. I do have to be a little careful of this move here, and he immediately lashes out with d4, which does lead me to believe that we're probably in book of some sort. And I think I want to push the pawn in the center to cut this position off a little bit. So now he's threatening on this pawn in this piece here. We don't have bishop to b4 because, well, actually, I guess we do. If bishop to b4, bishop takes, queen takes. Queen here, knight in. There's no knight takes. So let's go ahead. Let's go bishop to b4. We'll try and trade this knight off. Take some pressure off the center. You can get the remainder of our pieces developed as well. He's going to allow us to double his pawns. And in this position, I'm honestly thinking just to castle, get out of any nonsense, and then potentially push h6. Yep, he's going after this pawn here. If I bring my knight out, doesn't quite work. It's a very challenging move, unfortunately. If we go queen here, I mean, are we just getting a damaging of our structure? Maybe we, I don't think we can play bishop out because then we hang here. So maybe we play knight to c6 first. If takes, I don't see many other options here. So we do have to get our development going. And if takes, we may just have to take with the f-pawn, because I don't think we can allow for... I don't think we can allow for queen takes here. So we're going to play f takes, or g takes f6. You know, I feel like I didn't have to play against a ton of English players prior, but I've definitely gotten a little bit of an influx of them recently. And it's definitely not my favorite thing to play against. And similar to yesterday, our whole goal here, especially in these next couple episodes, is really just to not fall behind so far on the clock. Because as we've seen, that results in some really challenging positions for us to try and hold, which just isn't super conducive to us getting better, unfortunately. We are threatening to come to this square here. He goes all the way back. Now I might be able to play queen to c7, attacking this pawn. He might have this move, and then we'll have bishop to g4. If bishop to g4, well, if knight to e2, bishop g4, castles, bishop takes, queen takes, then we will have queen takes pawn here. We'll probably get hit with a rook, and depending on which rook it is, we can either grab this pawn, but then we have to be careful about this knight. Okay. If I go knight into the position like this, and he goes pawn up, are we in any major trouble? I don't think so just yet. Maybe I bring my bishop out to a better square. We have 6 minutes here. We have time to figure out the position. I don't particularly want to put my bishop on f5 because then I restrict this piece here. I don't know if I love my knight being here, but then I guess we can build around it and try and get into position that way. So let's play knight to c4. And we're going to try and put as much pressure on that center pawn as we can. And actually, I realize that queen a5 does come with the threat of trying to win this pawn here. That alleviates some of the threat, because now it is defended. But after queen to a5 and maybe bishop d7, how do you save this pawn? You can't go back. That doesn't look right. Oh, so his idea is actually to now bring the rook back, but we might have this bishop move here. So we're just going to go after the weakness. This pawn is on its own, it's isolated. This is a backwards pawn. We can try and pile some pressure there. I definitely don't think that we're winning. But I think that at least there's some complications in this position for us to try and exploit or take care of. The larger thing for us right now is just going to be to try and stop losing these games. Because especially as an improver, it's kind of tough to just lose and lose and lose. So now we have this knight to b3. With the idea he has to move the queen somewhere, and then we'll have this really tasty square on d3. So let's go here. And he does have to move the queen. There's no checks in the position for him. I maybe had ideas too, like this bishop d4. And I don't think it's too late to do that either. Now, obviously, he's more than likely going to attack this knight. Ooh, okay. I'm going to start by doing this check. And if he moves over, I don't know if he really wants to move back like this. I feel like the move I would play is king to d1, because it's not easy to play king to f1. So now this pawn is pinned. Do we have bishop to g4? Bishop to g4. This goes back. We do have this is a free pawn. He wants to take this one here. If I go here and he takes this, bishop to g4. I don't know. Kind of challenging. Maybe we do play this rook. I don't see this rook doing a whole lot here. So let's play rook f to c8, putting another piece on this pawn. I am hanging b7, but I think that will get enough counterplay with bishop to g4 that we should be fine. Now, I could be entirely wrong, and we could be losing right away. But the hope is that that's not the case. Just a little bit of hope chess to get us through. If he does bring this knight back, we may look at taking this pawn here. Because I initially looked at, knight to c1, knight captures, and if king captures, we have rook captures c3, winning the queen. But if he just stops and looks at the position, he'll see that either rook can take there, and he should still be okay. So he opts to break in the center. His idea is he wants to just destroy my pawn, so I'm going to try and play f5 to take back and continue to support this knight on its outpost. It's a really nice move by my opponent, I think super instructive as well. So if we look at it from his position, what he's trying to do here is he is trying to dislodge the pawn. So if I take, the trick is not that you take back, but rather you probably take my knight, but you do have to be careful because your pieces are hanging here. And this knight is almost trapped. So as long as I can continue to support it on that square on d3, we should be okay. So I get to undouble my pawns, which is really nice. There's still ideas of queen captures pawn in the position. I would prefer for him not to play that, obviously. But he very well might. He very well might. And this knight to c1 just looks stronger every time I look at it. Oh, he's going to go the opposite way. Well, if I let him take, we're going to lose a piece. Or sorry, we're going to lose a pawn. So I think now we might just cash out, take the pawn, or take the knight, let him move one of his pawns like this, and we can even try and lock the position. But it does make this bishop really, really weak. So I don't think that's quite ideal. We can't play this b5 yet. I am kind of looking at rook to c4 because if takes, we have queen takes, and we pile another attacker here. So rook here, queen takes pawn, king to e2 looks likely. And then we may actually be able to check, get him away, and then bring the rook in. So I really like that plan of rook to c4. And the nice part too here is now we have 3 attackers on this pawn, and I think that we'll be winning material. Now it's highly likely I miscalculated as well. That's just kind of the nature of playing at this level. But every once in a while we find a little bit of a good sequence. After I had that last loss, I stayed on. I played for a few games, and he brings the bishop, attacks the rook. So I'm going to play... If I play rook takes pawn, let's play rook takes pawn. And I am interested to see what he does next. Okay, he takes there. If I take here, he does have this move. But I play bishop back, and we're defending everything. Queen takes b7, bishop c6. Is the only move there. We are hanging, yeah. We almost have that move. If I go bishop here, bishop to c6, now we might be threatening to come back. His queen is kind of in an uncomfortable spot. I don't see a great way for him to move. He can, yeah, okay, does have a check. After I go here, because I don't want to go to the corner, I think rook to g1 is likely coming. And here I might try and force his king to run over to the corner. It's a minute 15 versus a minute 35, so we've done a better job this game of not just giving away the entire time. He's going to go for another check. After king to e8, there is still a check. Okay. I'm going to go here because I don't want to just give him a check to get his rook active. Let's play king to d7. We're going to try and run the king. Or not. King to e8. We are threatening to win the rook in the corner if he doesn't continue to check us. If I go back here, is he threatening to win the rook now? He might be. Queen to h8, bishop e8. Okay. We are going to play this queen check first. We're going to come back to this move. Very scary position for us. We go back. Oh, I just did that. That's not ideal. He's going to take our rook. Oh my gosh. Well, we lose another one. We played with a 64. Our opponent played with a 69.5. I didn't feel terrible about the position, honestly. We played, I thought, pretty fine. Definitely wasn't comfortable for us, especially in this position. But after we got our knight on the good squares and we got here, I thought we were doing just fine. And then all these checks came in. I guess it's just simply better for our opponent. And after all of this, we didn't take, which we just went upon, which is very clearly better for us. That's 7 seconds on the clock. And yeah, we get mated again. So I think the thing I want to be clear is, I'm being honest when I sit down to record these, and although it's been a pretty unfortunate series of losses, this is just how chess goes. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know how I can improve. I will see you guys in the next episode.